and all. Welcome to the first lecture of the course Effective Technical Communication. So, in this particular lecture, I am going to give you an introduction or rather a definition of what effective technical communication is. So, communication, as we know, is the key, as most of us have learned since our childhood, since our early days. And it is because of communication itself that we go forward or prosper in life. Without communication, our life would go stagnant. So that's why, ever since our impressionable days, we are taught how to communicate well, not just with each other, also with ourselves, and also with the world outside, right? So this is what communication is, as we all know. Now, in order for the society to function well, and in order for the civilization to function well, we have certain institutions which help us in improving the ways of the society, in improving our civilization. Education is one such form of communication, right? Now, if we take it one step forward, then we see that we have many organizations, right? Like it may be an educational institution, or it may be an IT company, or it may be an NGO, or it may be a government organization. And the highest organization that we have in our country is the parliament, right? So the communication which takes place in all of these organizations is called technical communication. Alright? And why is it that we are calling this technical communication, or why is it that we are harping on technical communication and not communication in general? Because communication in general is like the communication that you have among your friends, with your family members, and with anybody else, and that kind of communication is mostly informal. But any communication which is formal is called technical communication. Okay, so the communication which takes place for the effective functioning of an organization is called technical communication. Now, I would give you a more precise definition of technical communication, which is communication which is undertaken for the effective functioning of an industry, business enterprise, or an academic institution is referred to as technical communication. Okay? So technical communication is basically the transfer of information in an organization, which may be a business enterprise, an academic institution, or maybe an industry. Okay? So technical communication is mainly organization oriented. Alright? Any other form of communication, like the communication that you have with your friends or your family, or any of your near or dear ones, or any casual conversation or anything, we cannot term that as technical communication. Technical communication needs to be organization oriented. This is one of the basic and one of the one indispensable feature of technical communication. Any communication which takes place outside an organization can never ever be referred to as a technical communication. Alright? Okay? I will give you an example. So suppose you are on the road, okay? Uh, you are standing at the bus stop, uh, intending to, you know, catch the bus, and one old lady or one old man, asks you, when does the bus arrive? At what time does the bus arrive? Now, of course, you tell them the time, okay? You inform them about the time. But do you think this is a technical communication? This, of course, entails the passing on or imparting information, right? This is a kind of a communication which happened, and of course, the end goal was achieved. You help somebody, uh, reach their destination in directly or indirectly, right? So this is not technical communication. This is general communication, right? Now, suppose uh, let's take your institution only, okay? KMEC or NGIT. Suppose before your CIE 1 or CIE 2, when you receive the circular or when you receive the notice along with the timetable attached that this is when your CIE will be starting, this is when it will be ending, and this is the timetable. On this day you have this exam, and on this day you have that exam, right? Do you think this is a general communication? No, right? This is not a general communication. This is technical communication. Why? Because this is taking place inside an organization. This particular information, this particular circular that has been, given to you or that has been handed over to you in a way, and this particular timetable that has been handed over to you is of relevance to you and this organization as a whole. This is not of any relevance to the world outside the college, to the world outside the gates of the college, right? So, this is the reason why this is technical communication. Why? Because this is taking place inside the organization and it is of interest to the faculty members, to the management, and to the students only, and nobody else. Okay? So, I hope now you have a clear idea of what technical communication is, right? So, what does technical communication involve? Like, how do we technically communicate with each other, either inside an organization or with some other organization? What are the ways of communication? What are the ways of technical communication? First, you have reports. You write reports. Any event inside the college, you know, requires to be recorded, and that is done with the help of reports. Okay, because this report will be going to the management so that they are aware of what is happening in their college. So they need to be communicated well about the whereabouts and everything that is happening inside their college, right? Then we have giving instructions, like when your faculty, when your professors give you instructions regarding exams or regarding assignments or regarding anything whatsoever with relation to your academics, or when the management gives you instruction regarding the discipline of the college and how you should be abiding by the rules, that is one form of technical communication again. Then you have reading brochures and manuals, okay, that you mainly I think do in your engineering workshop classes, where before you undertake a project, you read your manual, you read the brochure so that your work is properly done, right? So these are the forms of technical communication. So I'll give you an example, like every R&D organization, like a research and development organization, they communicate about their progress to their employees who are involved with them. So the management of the research and development organization, they keep a thorough correspondence with their employees with the help by actually telling them about the progress that they have done, okay, and what the employees should do after that, okay. Then every CEO of an organization, okay, is savvy and aware of everything that is happening in his or her organization from the upper to the lower level, okay, about the progress, about how each and every employee is performing, about the overall development of their company, and all of these things. All right. So this is what technical communication is. Any communication, again to sum up, any communication which takes place inside an organization or an institution is referred to as technical communication, and anything which is which is not of relevance to that institute or to that organization, then it is general communication. Okay, like the example of the old lady and old man at the bus stop that I gave you, right? So, and technical communication always has to be formal. It cannot be informal. Okay, if it is informal, then it is general communication. Got it? So this is what technical communication is. Okay, and of course, we will in the subsequent classes we will be taking up the various forms through which we technically communicate with each other, okay, inside an organization. Alright? So any kind of communication which takes place inside an organization, okay, that is called a technical communication, and it is required for the effective functioning of an organization. If each employee is detached from each other, okay, and if the higher level of the institution, the higher ups, are not in proper touch with those with their employees who are who are their subordinates, if they are not in regular touch with their employees, and if the employees are not in regular touch with the higher ups, then your organization cannot function properly. It will crash down, in fact, in a few days, right? So technical communication is an essential requirement for the proper and effective functioning of any organization. Got it? So this is what it entails, and as I told you, in the subsequent classes we will be taking up the various forms of technical communication, verbal communication, non-verbal communication, okay, and of course this particular course, okay, requires a lot of writing as well. So I will be giving you formats of the various writing skills specifically catering to technical communication that you are required to do. Okay, so this is what your course is about, and I hope today's lecture was actually, was actually enlightening, and I hope you actually understood the concept or the basics of technical communication, what it is, and how it is done. Of course, how it will be done is something that, again, as I said, we will be taking this up in the subsequent lectures and in the subsequent sessions. Okay. So we stop here today, okay, and I'll see you again